What's up, cavemen? Today, I want to take a few minutes to talk about a day that changed our country forever, September 11th, 2001. For many of you, 9/11 is history, something you've read about in textbooks or seen in short clips. But for those of us who lived through it, the memory is vivid. I was 21 years old that day, but it still feels like it was yesterday. It was a beautiful Tuesday morning, and then, in a matter of minutes, everything changed. 4 planes were hijacked by terrorists. 2 crashed into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center. A third hit the Pentagon. And the 4th went down in a field in Pennsylvania after passengers fought back. Nearly 3,000 innocent people lost their lives that day. I can still remember standing in front of the TV watching the towers collapse, feeling my world tilt. I was 21, just starting my adult life. And suddenly, I was asking questions I'd never asked before. Why would anyone do this to us? Will I ever feel safe again? Would I be called to fight in a war? Those questions didn't have easy answers, and honestly, some of them still don't. But one thing became very clear that day. Our lives and our country would never be the same. In the days that followed, something remarkable happened. Out of the tragedy came unity. People lined up to donate blood. Firefighters, police officers, medical professionals, and everyday heroes worked tirelessly to save lives. Flags hung from porches, strangers hugged each other on sidewalks, and for a moment, we weren't divided by politics, race, or beliefs. We were simply Americans, standing shoulder to shoulder. That unity is a powerful reminder. When we come together, we are stronger than any tragedy, stronger than any enemy. At our school, we have a motto: proud, persistence, respect, open-mindedness, unity, and dependability. Those values aren't just words on a banner. They're the same values America leaned on after 9/11. Persistence. First responders climbed endless flights of stairs, knowing the risks because saving lives mattered more than their own safety. They spent days digging through rubble to find survivors. They did everything they could to find missing persons. Persistence mattered years after that tragic day as they worked to rebuild what was lost and to find those responsible for the attacks. Respect. Across the nation, we paused to honor the victims and their families, showing reverence for every life lost. When the national anthem was sung, there was a great deal of reverence for the moment. The Pledge of Allegiance wasn't just a routine that we said, we paid attention to the words and what they meant to us. Open-mindedness. In the days after the attacks, fear and anger ran deep, and sadly some people acted out of those emotions. Judgments were made and entire groups were treated unfairly simply because of how they looked or what they believed. Over time, we learned an important lesson. We cannot let fear and anger define how we see one another. True open-mindedness means choosing understanding over assumptions, compassion over prejudice, and refusing to let hate divide us. Unity. In the weeks and months after 9/11, our nation came together like never before. We put aside our differences and stood as one people. The American flag flew from porches, cars, and storefronts, not as symbols of politics, but as a symbol of shared pride, strength, and unity. For a time, it didn't matter where you were from, what you believed, or what you voted for. We were simply Americans, standing shoulder to shoulder, determined to face an uncertain future together. Dependability. When crisis came, people stepped up. First responders didn't hesitate to put others before themselves. Volunteers showed up at shelters, blood banks, and supply centers. Everyday citizens became the steady hands their communities needed. Dependability is about being someone others can count on, especially when the stakes are high. Here's what I want you to remember. Patriotism isn't just about waving a flag or singing the national anthem. It's about what we do for each other. It's about service. Today, we remember the lives lost on September 11th, 2001, and we honor the courage of the heroes who stepped forward. But remembrance alone isn't enough. Since 2009, September 11th has been recognized as a National Day of Service and Remembrance, a day when Americans are encouraged to turn tragedy into hope by helping others. Find a way to serve, big or small. Volunteer in your community. Help a neighbor. Support a cause you care about. When you choose service, you are living the values of proud. You are choosing persistence over giving up, respect over judgment, open-mindedness over fear, unity over division, and dependability over indifference. You carry forward the very best of who we are. The memory of 9/11 calls us not just to remember, but to act. And when each of us does our part, we keep alive the very best of what it means to live in this beautiful country. Thank you, cavemen.